Ayo, I'm live. Once again, I'm back. Hey, Tyler, I see. Hey, it feels like since I caught a stream. It's been a while since I streamed, to be fair. There was a good period of time where I hadn't done a stream. And then I did a stream, I think like 2 weeks ago. And then I was going to do a stream like a couple of days ago, or about like a week ago. But I had some technical issues, but I fixed it, and I'm back. So, all I gotta do now, we're gonna jump straight into the action. I just gotta hook up my controller, well, turn it on, and then boot up Steam, and we're ready to go. Happy Saturday, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good time. Let me get rid of chill session here. There we go. It's been a week for me, but mostly yesterday. It was a full moon day at work. It never stopped, and even you think closing time happens, and you're like, oh, thank God, it's all over. Nope, one last thing has to happen before it all comes crashing down. So we are going to jump straight into this. I'm very excited to continue on with Defiance. I was really hoping, I was thinking maybe I would play this next section like previous stream. And then this stream we would start with Raziel again. But I was feeling a little bit fatigued. So hold on. Take a quick bite out of my sandwich. So as the title suggests, we're going to be doing a lot of forging today. As Kane, we're definitely going to be finding more balance emblems for the Reaver, but Raziel is also going to have a decent amount of forging to do within this game. So, something cool that I found out, I tinkered with this last night. I booted up Defiance for like 2 minutes just to be like, okay, there's got to be a way that I don't have to keep going back into the options and turning off the remastered camera every time I want to go back to the old camera. So I went back, looked around in the control options, and there is a way. So if you have an Xbox controller, it'll be left trigger. If it's PlayStation 2, it's L2. And I forget what it would be if you have a Switch controller. But anyway, so if you tap LT, it gives you back the old camera from the original game. So if you want to go back to the old camera without going to the pause menu, you actually can. And you can just immediately see what a difference it makes. And also, there's another function for the left trigger. If you're getting lost, which it becomes a lot easier for you to get lost in the later levels when you're trying to go around the Vampire Citadel as Kane, or when you're trying to go around Vorador's mansion and like trying to forge Reavers for Raziel. It's a lot easier to get lost because the environments do look kind of samey. If you hold the left trigger, it'll point you in the general direction that you need to be going in, so that way you don't get lost. So that's a little tip for me. Got some shades to fight. Oh. Are you stuck? Are you stuck, little guy? Are you stuck? Let me help you. There we go. Don't ever say I didn't do anything nice. Okay, so we are in the ancient vampire citadel. Let's see how many chairs we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So, I'm assuming one of these chairs was occupied by Janos. Possibly also by Vordor, maybe? But Janos had to have occupied one of these. And of course, we can go back and we can see the pristine pillars in the background. Now, I did kind of notice, I don't remember if I mentioned this in my previous stream, when you're with the Elder God, you notice like 7 like eyes, like within, like on the floor there's like a round sort of thing like this, but you have like eyes like the Elder Gods, and there's like 7 of them. And when you're Cain in that cutscene with Mobius, there's 7 chairs. The Circle of 9 was originally, well, the Circle of 9, but then Ariel got murdered. I mean, a couple, Ariel got murdered, and Malik was probably ejected from the Circle for failing to protect the Circle, which wasn't his fault. Mobius completely, Malik was with Mobius, and Mobius was like, nope, Raziel's the real danger here. But I happened to catch one of Kaiju Post's play videos for Defiance Remastered, and he relayed an interesting theory that some people had about those chairs in the chamber where Cain meets Mobius. And the chairs might have actually not been for the Circle of 9, they might have been for the lieutenants, like the main protectors. So of course you have, if that's the case, there's 7 chairs. So you have Raziel, and then you have his other 5 brothers. So there's Rahab, there's Raziel, Rahab, Melchiah, why am I blanking on their names now? Raziel, Rahab, Melchiah, Zephon, Raziel, Rahab, Melchiah, Zephon, Terrell, which we didn't meet in Soul Reaver 1. We met his human form in Soul Reaver 2. And then there was the other one. Fuck, I'm blanking on his name. So that's 6 people. So that means if those chairs do belong to the generals, the lieutenants of the Seraphan army, then the 7th seat would be Malchiah. So, but then they just, if that's the case, then they never really got rid of the seat for Malchiah, and they probably never replaced him. As far as I'm aware, I don't know. But it's always interesting that these are things that are not confirmed. These are things that are not, at least not as of yet, confirmed in the LOK lore. But it's something that, you know, as people sort of fill in the gaps and come up with their own theories, oh, I forgot that we fought the vines in this game. Well, I thought it was just going to be Raziel. But man, they really did everything just fantastic. I'm very not And this is probably, I would imagine, at least in this, it's definitely in this timeline at least, Cain's first time being in the Vampire Citadel. Maybe he tried going there after he conquered all of Nosgoth, like in the future. Well, his present, but Nosgoth's future. But, okay, so we can't go there yet. And if so, I wonder if he... Yeah, see how, like, the camera changes things up? Man. God, I'm just bullying this. Ah. See how the camera angle the cinematic camera angle just changes everything? And I think because we're in a better camera, we can probably get a better look at these guys if they stop hitting me. These guys are actually not vampires. Like, you can see there's still somehow color in their skin. These guys are humans. So these guys are... I always thought, like in the old graphics and stuff, I was like, what kind of vampires, what kind of mutated, weird sect of vampires are these? But it turns out they're actually human. And even as I'm feeding on them, you can actually get a better look at that. So these guys are imitating. I don't feel like using the, I'm gonna hold on to, I'm gonna bank my, my Reaper just to, God damn it. I actually threw it against the wall. Sorry, it's been a while since I've played, so I'm just trying to remember what all my special moves are. Okay, that's for that. Oh, down Y. Let's get at least one of these guys with a Reaver.
Here, no doubt, was the evidence Mobius wished me to have. For the vampires had prophesied not one, but two champions. One destined to be Nosgoth's redeemer, the other its destroyer. The vampire's hero wielded the Reaver, forged for this very purpose. His opponent was clearly the champion of their adversaries, the Hilden, and brandished a flaming sword. The foretold outcome was unambiguous. The vampire hero would fall.
Alright, let's get into photo mode. This is just, my god, I wish... Okay. Kind of have to get like a good frame of this. This is just fantastic. It's interesting. I feel like in the old graphics, I guess because of how the guy with the flaming sword looks, he looks more like Kane. Whereas in the new one, new graphics, it's very ambiguous, which I think sells the point that Kane and Razio could believe that they could be either one of them. Because, I mean, no matter what, like, that's still the Reaver, but it's on fire, so Razio could... He's not going to see this one in this game. Spoiler alert. But Razio could look at this and be like, is that me with the Reaver? Because it's on fire. But Kane could just as easily look at this and, like, not even really register that. Plus, it's not like he's never enhanced the Reaver with certain abilities. Let's get a screenshot of that. That might be the thumbnail right there. Okay.
This door was clearly significant. The answers I sought surely lay within. But to unlock the chamber, the balance emblem had to be fully restored.
So we do not have all the pieces to get in. Yeah, in order to see this, you really have to move the camera in the old one. That's just our comb, and this is a dead end. Yes. So, I've been switching back and forth between the old and the new just as a comparison. Like, I try not to do too frequently, but I really am impressed with Play Everywhere and Crystal Dynamics' work on this. I did the same thing with the Soul Reaver 1 and 2. I'm trying to pull you here, man. I think this time we'll use it. And that's like just because these vampire guys are a little bit annoying. No, I'm trying to... Stop! Can I throw them over the edge? No, damn, I don't think so. I don't have any more. Damn it. I've been fucking around with it. But I can't help switching it up. It's just everything looks so good, but I still love that we're preserving the old art. We're not just, hey, here's some new graphics for you to look at. That never gets we're preserving the old, which I'm just such a fan of. Because it's not like these graphics have aged poorly. They still look really good. And the people who worked on this. Ah, that's another good one. Hold on. I wonder if that's supposed to be anyone particular. It doesn't look like Vorador. It'd be like
The Reaver required some additional enhancement before this door could be opened.
Alright, so we need at least one enhancement for the one more enhancement. Oh, this isn't a trap at all. Received Wheel of Life. Seemingly worshipped by the feral humans, and I like that we're getting even lore like this that confirms these are feral humans. This stone circle has been carved skillfully into the semblance of the Wheel of Fate. Far too detailed for such a primitive cult to create. This object must be a relic of the Citadel. Perhaps I can find its original resting place. Forgetting it's down, I think, when I'm in the air. It's down, I gotta keep remembering. Let's go back to fire. But then I gotta build it over. It's a fire, that's fine. I don't... The dimension hop is cool, but I think especially in confined spaces, it doesn't really use that much damage. No, I'm positive I hit down one. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna try and knock this guy. Damn it. damn it. Alright, throw him. Damn it. I want to see if I can throw them over the edge on this one. Damn it. But at the same time, I don't want to. Damn it. Can I? No. Maybe I want to whittle one of them down first before I go with the other one. Damn it. Duke me. And I'm just gonna kill him. Alright, we're gonna get up close and personal. I wanted to throw you over, but you wouldn't do it. Okay, not this one. Yes, fight each other, not me. No, did that wear off because I hit all of them like unintentionally? No. Did not look like I was hitting him. Alright, you piss me off, you pigless some bitch. Call me! So far, we do not need any blood pots. What up on that? Dash. I really do need to up the prescription on my glasses. Camillus Fly. Yo, Camillus Fly, welcome to the stream, man. Good to have you on board. I miss playing this game too. I don't know if you have like a PC or if you have like modern consoles, but if you do, man, I know times are tough. You gotta, you know, save money where you can. You can't always buy all the stuff that you want, but if you have the money, you have it available. Like Defiance Remastered so far is a fucking treat, man. You know, obviously, again, save where you can. Rice and beans, man. Rice and beans. Concentrate on this fight. Boom. Alright. I actually just recently got a what do you call it, a slow cooker myself. It was a gift from work for like how long I've been there. And dude, slow cookers are fucking awesome. Just like in one cook, I can make like 3-4 days worth of food. As long as I meal prep it, put it in containers, and like don't eat all of it in one day. So, it was pretty cool, man. First thing I did was chicken breasts, baked potatoes, and baby carrots. Very basic stuff, but still, it was delicious, dude. Literally, the meat, everything, just like with barely any effort, you just cut it. no, I don't. I haven't been able to afford a console since I bought my PS2. I'm sorry, dude. But dude, don't feel too bad, man. Don't feel too bad. You got a PS2. That's pretty dope. You have hundreds of games to play. And if you do save up money for a PC or a new console, that's cool too. Personally, I would recommend a PC over a console. That is if you can afford one with prices skyrocketing like everywhere. I'm not just saying that about you, I'm saying that for everyone. Somehow, it used to be back when Super Nintendo, Genesis, PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, Nintendo Wii, even PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, all of these, like, the older a console got, the cheaper it would get. But now, like, the older a console is, the more expensive they're getting. And obviously, like, a lot of that has to do with investors. It has to do with AI being force-fed into everything. So, of course, NVIDIA and AMD and all these other companies are not, like, a lot of the graphics cards and their, it's mostly RAM, I think, but like graphics cards and RAMs, it's going straight to AI. So like, supply is like super low for both consoles and for PCs. But like, it's not, you can't feel bad for, I don't know how much Sony has invested into it. You can't really feel bad for the big companies like Sony and Microsoft because they're the ones that are investing in AI. They're especially Microsoft, between PC and Xbox. They're the ones that are like, oh yeah, man, AI is the future, dude. We gotta catch in on this. Even though like AI is like obviously a fad, it will. When the AI bubble bursts, it will be bad because nothing really else in the economy is like gaining a lot of traction. AI is really the only thing right now that's doing, I think, anywhere near decent or well in the stock market. But like, it's very apparent that it's it's not gonna. It won't be long. It won't be long before that bubble hits, man. And when it does, the economy is gonna be really bad for everyone. Not just for investors, not for just AI people, not just for companies, but unfortunately it's going to trickle down to all of us. Aw, man. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Times are getting tough, man. Well, I mean, they've been tough for at least like 20 years now, if not longer. I'm not going to try to do too many air jumps here just because. There we go. Did that work on him? Yes. Alright, I have one guy left to deal with. But yeah, man, save as much money as you can. Buy rice and beans. Stock up on rice and beans. It's like one of the most core food groups that you can buy, and it's like super, super cheap. At least right now, rice and beans are like very cheap to get. You know, pair that with some veggies, some root vegetables. You know, occasionally maybe, you know, try and meal plan as much as you can, man. Ooh, we're finally fighting some of the angels. I don't think we fought them before. Or maybe they're upstairs. Okay, so we got a locked room, locked room, locked room, locked room. Oh. I tried looking for them, I couldn't see them. Alright, let's move in a little bit more open environment. Oop. And with these guys, you really have to... TK is very important because it might not seem like it, but apparently it actually does hurt them. Ooh, I got greedy there. We gotta be careful about using supers because they recover quickly. Which I am doing better against this playthrough than I've ever done before, including my previous stream on the original. So. Damn. It's really about patience. And unfortunately, you don't get your Reaver powered up in the TK room, so it's all about physical attacks. Nice! That's the best I've ever done against this guy. Alright, so what do we have here? We have open room, locked room here, and locked room here. Okay, so we have 3 rooms here. And so this one looks like just arcane. If I've been able to do anything LOK related, it's been making AI art in the hope that the developers will get better than Hilden B movie Aliens. Nah, dude, no, not AI art, no. Like, I can't draw for shit, man, but I respect people that can, like, actually, like, really actually create something, you know, with pencils or paint or anything. AI art, I'm telling you, man. It was never about whether or not AI art looked good or not, or looked convincing, because obviously that argument doesn't work anymore, because unfortunately AI art is getting very scarily realistic to the point where I'll just scroll on Twitter and I'll see like some art and I'll be like, wait, hold on, and I'll look into them and be like, oh, it's AI, and I'll be like, fuck, I was gonna follow them too, because it looked good, but like, I'm sorry. I have no respect for generative AI in any sense, whether it's art, whether it's these data centers that are like sucking up all the water and all the electricity from like small towns to the point where like people can't sleep because the lights from these data centers are like going off like 24/7, and from the hums and the drums and the centers keeping them up and giving them migraines all day long. I'm sorry, I don't have any respect for it. I'm sorry. Like, I don't mean to be mean to you, but like, I highly encourage, please, if you want to make art, you know, like, pick up, I'm gonna do the meme, pick up a pencil, please. And like, I'm saying that as someone that can't do art. I respect art too much to like, to give any AI art any credit at all. And I know that some people will say, well, what about disabled people? You know, that's what do you call it? A privileged perspective. There are people that are disabled in certain ways, that they can't draw, they can't do this. Like my brother in Christ, I've seen people with like no arms painting, like beautiful pictures too. Not something that like, oh, I mean, not to disparage 5-year-olds, but like not something that looked like would be on a fridge or something. But I've seen people like make art with like no arms, like with their mouth, like use their mouth or use their feet or something in a way in which they could create art that looked fucking phenomenal. So I really don't think the whole, well, this person is disabled, though they can't do it, so you're being an asshole by saying that. I don't think that holds water, really. You can draw. Okay. I just take way too long with it. I'm reduced to it in the meantime in the hope of keeping another Blood Omen 2 from happening. Yeah, I mean, really, Rick Allen's artwork. I don't know who Rick Allen is. I would have to look it up. I don't have an opinion on it because I haven't looked at it. Let's see. Earned cane skin, Scourge of the Circle. Ah, the visage of my misplaced childhood. Eternal damnation leaves plenty of time to plan one's revenge. I can almost taste it, as it was born from hellfire, forged by the necromancer's magic. My armor resisted fire and provided me with strong defense. One-armed Def Leppard drummer. Okay, I did not know he did art. I will definitely look up his stuff when I have a chance, probably not on stream. But hell, even if I do look it up and his artwork is, like, really not good, I have so much more respect for someone who only has one arm but still draws and, like, puts the effort in. And I understand, like, what you're saying is that you don't have a lot of time to work on your art. I get that. But I think more than anything else that would discourage people. People that work on something, whether it's Legacy of Kain or God of War or whatever. I think that seeing AI art of something that they put a lot of effort into, I think would discourage them more than, like, inspire them. I think hand-drawn art, paintings, calligraphy, like, whatever, of, like, people that, like, really put a lot of effort into it, I think that inspires people to be like, oh, well, this could be something really cool that maybe we could, let's see, where's the skins?
Balance emblem, Forgin insignia.
Here we go, Kate skins. Scourge of the Circle. Damn, that looks good. That's some Blood Omen 1 skin right there. Okay, stuff like that gives me hope that we'll see a Blood Omen 1 remaster or remake in the next couple years. Because I doubt that you would put this much effort into an alternative skin. I doubt that you would put that much effort into a skin just for a one-time thing. I think most people. I think we're Rogue versus Metagaming. Been a while, but I'm so glad this got remastered. Hell yeah. I mean, I'm definitely still playing the game, but, like, this is definitely important stuff to, talk about. I understand, like, you know, you get to topics like this, you know, some people get upset or whatever, but, like, I definitely want to play the video games that I want to talk about. I want to play the video games that I'm passionate about, but I also want to talk about the things that I'm passionate about and the things that I care about. Okay, so I think this just leads me... Does this lead me back up here? I want to see before I drop down, which we can actually do. If you go back to the old camera... Okay, no. So we did start at the bottom, so no, we're good. Before we go into that portal, let's see what's up here. So, yeah, I'm never gonna stop talking about the things that I care about. Kill this guy. Kill this. Damn it. Yeah, I'm really glad this game got remastered. they did such a fantastic, So even with the remastered camera and some of these tighter spots, that there are some issues, but for the most part, I got nothing but good things to say. Did we kill the previous guy? Or the other guy? I think, yeah, we killed him. By the way, if you didn't know, November marks the 20th anniversary of Blood and Water, hoping for remake and that's that would be pretty cool, but as far as I'm concerned, as a fan, and I know you're a fan, so I'm not saying that you're not. As a fan, I think it's, especially for a series like this that has been dormant for so long, I think it's a good idea to hold expectations. My sort of mentality, when Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered got announced, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, holy shit, and then I waited, I played it, it was fantastic, and then I was like, dude, if we never get another remaster, if this is the end, and we never get anything OK related after this, I can die happy knowing that at the very least we got 1 and 2 remastered, because holy shit, we at least needed those remastered, so I'm really glad, and then we got Defiance Remastered, and I was just like, damn, I didn't even know if we were really even going to get Defiance Remastered. This is a big step. This is a big step. And not only is it getting remastered, it's come. They announced the date like a month in advance, so we only have a month to wait for it. They must have been working on this for a while. Holy shit! They had not only announced the Defiance Remaster in the State of Play, but they also announced the a brand new game, Ascendance, in the same State of Play. Holy shit! They're really doing something with this series. They're bringing it back. They must have a lot of confidence that they can do something with it. The response from fans for the first remaster must have been so strong that they're like, we're going all in. We're gonna do Defiance Remaster. We're gonna do Ascendance. I really feel like that they're reinforcing my brutality with exact technique. I didn't tempo shackle my enemies in midair. I really feel that there is a lot of hope for this series. And it really does feel like the fans are the ones that are like putting in all the effort, working on these remasters and these games, so I have full confidence in whatever gets announced next. I'll be honest with you, I think the first thing I would want to see, as far as remakes or remasters would go, if they're going to do a Blood Omen 1 remake, I want them to put all of their effort into a Blood Omen 1 remake. I do not want them to try and do a Blood Omen 1 and 2, like, at the same time. Like, if they're going to do that, I think that's going to require a lot more time, which means if we get, like, a Blood Omen 1, Blood Omen 2 remaster package, or one of them is a remake or something, I think that we're going to have to wait like 4 or 5 years before it gets announced. Blood Omen 2, I think, is going to... Sorry, not Blood Omen 2. I think Blood Omen 1 is going to take the most work to do because of how different it is from the rest of the series. From the perspective that it uses, from the perspectives that it uses, from its controls, from just how mechanically it works, whereas Blood Omen 2, despite it being different from Soul Reaver 1, 2, and Defiance... Okay, sorry, I'm supposed to go that way, just making sure. Because there's another portal downstairs, I didn't know which one I was supposed to go through. I'm just gonna see what's over here. And we're gonna get cutscene for the mural. No. Okay, so this is... Okay, so we've been through here already as Raziel. Yeah, I really do feel like Blood Omen 2 would be easier to remaster or remake than Blood Omen 1, because while I would say it's more of a cousin to the rest of the series, it does have more in common with the rest of the games, and I think it would be a lot easier for people to not only accept it, but for like to wrap their minds around
These
it to play.
statues were singularly inanimate.
Then
I knew better than to assume they would always remain so.
Blood Omen 1. So I do hope, and also for people who don't know, Blood Omen 2 does, since it's technically a prequel to Defiance, but also a sequel to Soul Reaver 2, it explains what happened with the time paradox at the end of Soul Reaver 2, and it explains like what the Hilden are, so I think Blood Omen 2 would logically be the next step as far as what to do, and then Blood Omen 1 would be the final game to be remade or remastered. I think that's probably the smartest path to go on as far as remakes or remasters go. Okay, so obviously these murals don't hold as much of a surprise for Kain as they do for Raziel. But I think that's the direction that they need to go in. I feels like that's the smart path to go. Plus, since it's Blood Omen 1, since it's sort of a funny sort of like the Ouroboros in Soul Reaver 2, the snake eating its own tail. Since we're doing since this is all about time travel, I think it'd be kind of poetic to end the remasters and remakes with where the series began, you know? And it would be cool for, like, new players who have never played these games to be like, oh, wow, we're getting the prequel. We're finally seeing where it all started with Kain when he was, like, a human and stuff. That's kind of cool. Like, we have all this detail from the future, but now we get to play like a younger Kain. That's pretty cool. Oop. Didn't mean to. Okay, where's there another shade around me? Okay, I think it's one of the the feral humans below, actually. Alright, so this is with Raziel. Okay, so I think we have to go below. Came from there. Alright. Yes! I will never stop loving the impalement in this game. God damn it, I got one of the shades instead. Alright. We concentrate on these shades first. That, like, I don't do telekinesis on, so... It wasn't close enough. Yes! Come to me, my child. Come to me. I wasted the shackle. Gotta remember comments here. Plus it said it's March 31st. Yep. Not getting my hopes up. As long as the gameplay is similar to Defiance, I'll be happy. Blood Omen doesn't need the Souls treatment. 11 original Blood Omen remake with the game plot character-wise. It's massive. Blood Omen 2 never happened. Never hand off a thriving series to an unrelated team of devs unit with money, aliens, and vampire tricks and bondage gear. I mean, are we talking about Ascendance, or are we just talking about, like, the series in general? I do think that it is important. I do think it is to be careful how often you change people within a team that, like, is working on a series. But at the same time, there is benefit to some shakeup. Like, if you look at the God of War series, pretty much every game has had a new director for the most part. God of War 1, obviously, with David Jaffe. Can I get that? 2 was Cory Barlog. I'm trying to... Yes! God of War 3 was Stig Asmussen. You had the Ready at Dawn guys who did the 2 PSP games, which were phenomenal. I can't. I played those to death. Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. I forget the name though. But I think they were 2 different directions between the 2 games. I'm not sure. What was it? Not Ascendance, but the other God of War 3 prequel game on PS3, which I still don't like, but you know, I know that there's some moments of it that are kind of cool. And some people like it. Then of course God of War 4 went back to Cory Barlog, and then he was just a consultant for Ragnarok. Someone else worked on it. Ragnarok was fantastic. And I think he was probably the same director for Valhalla. And then you have the guy. I don't know who it was that worked on Sons of Sparta for the new God of War game. I know it was not so much Santa Monica, but it looks like they did a really good job on it. And I have not had a chance to play it, but I can't wait to try it out, and I probably will be streaming it when I do. So, I do think having new people within a team can sort of foster new and creative ideas that maybe the other team would not have been able to pull off or just thought of. But at the same time, I do think you do have to be careful about how often you do it, and you have to like be very sure when you're selecting a new group of people or a new team leader, because obviously you have to make sure that whoever you have, that they work well together. I think they're gonna lock me in. Nope. Okay. I keep seeing the statues. I'm like, are they gonna lock me in? What's the play here, guys? Let's see this. Can't do anything with this. Probably light this on fire, but nah, it's not for me. I know that, but in any case, I'm gonna try to not get my hopes up for a Blood Omen 1 or 2 remake or remaster, but I do still see the I'm definitely not. If you saw my Blood Omen 2 stream, like the original, obviously there hasn't been a new one. I am not a big fan of that. That for me, that is the weakest game in the series. I did start doing a Blood Omen 1 stream. I will come back to that because I really enjoyed that game. But there are merits to Blood Omen 2, and I think that if things got tightened up, if there was more communication between the team that did Blood Omen 2 and Amy Hennig and the rest of Crystal Dynamics on Soul Reaver 2, I think that Blood Omen 2 could have been really, really good. But it did have some rough spots to it, man. I will say, like, the first thing that comes to mind is obviously Mordor. I know that they can timey-wimey his resurrection, but I'm still... They would really need to do a lot of effort to make that work. But the fact that he's such a different character, that he might as well be someone different, is the thing that really bothers me. He's so much more of a saint compared to the hedonistic, you know, optimist turned pessimist character that he was throughout the rest of the series, that it really doesn't feel like Mordor at all. Carved stone skull. Wrought roughly from some unidentifiable stone, this craven skull bears a set of twin sharp fangs that mark it easily as a vampire's. The only mar on its smooth surface is the vampire's symbol of death, chiseled deeply into its forehead. That, and then I feel like Cain and Uma don't really get enough development. Like, if you remember from Blood Omen 2, when, spoiler alert, he kills Uma, and then he's like, "Why did you betray me? had you not done that, you could have been my queen. Like, he has, like, resentment for the fact that he felt like he had to kill her. But, like, they didn't build up any kind of friendship or romance between them. It feels like that moment for Cain in that moment really does feel unearned. Almost like they had intended to write more of that into the story, like do more with it, but they just didn't have time. I don't know. So, I already went through here, so I'll go through here next, and then I'll go through, there. Who else? Alright, so we only have 2 people, so that should be easy. That in Blood Omen 2 was kind of buggy. But, I mean, if a remaster or remake came out, that's obviously something that they could fix. My issues with Blood Omen 2, aside from, like, it being a little glitchy, once a supremely accurate set of weights and measures employed in alchemy. This ancient set of scales has long been frozen in perfect balance by the spread of rust. Upon the base lies the still visible vampire symbol for the principle of states. Okay. So let me just get a quick idea of where I'm supposed to go. Okay, so I'm supposed to go there. So before I do that, let's go through here to see what shows up. This might just be the way back up. Let me read some of y'all comments. I'd love an original. I prefer to imagine that Blood Omen 2 never happened. Like I said, like, yeah, I'm not, like, the biggest. I think this just leads back up here. Oh, shit. Never hand out, no Blood Omen 2, they made it. No, Blood Omen 2, they made it. At the same time as Soul Reaper 2, the B team working on it did not collaborate with the original devs at all. Ended up with Vampire Star Trek. The best part is when Cain kills Uma, the character that's only there for her physical attributes go bye-bye. And honestly, that is a problem that I have with Blood Omen 2, is that it does kind of feel like Uma was just there to be sexy uwu vampire shit. Like, I don't like that. As a series that, like, has been very thoughtful and thought-provoking, and have, like, a lot of really good three-dimensional characters, I don't like that Uma kind of at times feels like that's just what she's there for. Okay, so I missed that arcane tome, so we're gonna... I'm gonna try again for that. Not to say that you can't have characters that aren't like these super cool, or like super cool characters that are just like essentially like a Boba Fett character that like is quiet and doesn't really say much, but like he looks cool and does cool stuff. Or you have a character that's kind of silly. Like obviously the series has had characters like that before, but I feel like characters that have occupied that sort of archetype have been done better. So I would definitely like to see Uma be done better in a remaster or a remake if they go that direction. I mean, hell, in Defiance originally there were ideas of showing human Uma to like show where she was. Okay. I remember this puzzle in OG taking me forever to figure out. The lock-on, and I think it's because you can't really tell these are like braziers in the original. It's really hard to tell that.
third fragment of the balance emblem endowed the Reaver with the elemental power of lightning.
Power of lightning. Ruh-roh. Is he gonna let me get up, or is he gonna knock me down? Yay. So, Dimension, Fire, and this is the new one, the, Electric. I love that you can bully the, I'm saying that as I'm getting edge guarded. That you can bully the Shroud so easily that even TK does a lot of damage to them. And obviously these guys are like a higher class of Shroud. But I have to enter the piece into Alright, just give me how long have we been running? An hour. Okay, so